Alright, we are back out here with the first update on getting started on the Olds 88 H-body car. Obviously, as always, we got to start with the unexciting stuff, so we're going to do a lot of the, the ripping and pulling. I already kicked this little plastic thing down off of by the rockers. You can see there's a little bit more rust under there, but really it's still not terrible. A lot of the paint's come off, and it gets worse as it gets up towards that body mount like we already saw, but overall I've certainly still seen a ton worse. I know that a lot of times that plastic molding is just going to be a ground for salt and stuff to eat away at those rockers, so that's fairly common up here. Not too big of a deal. So obviously we know this stuff's pretty boring, so I'm going to throw you on the onto old fast forward, and I'll start doing some of the ripping and pulling. Alright, just taking a quick pause. I turned the key on so that I could roll the windows down. I prefer to have the windows down inside the door as much as possible once I start taking them apart. Just personal preference. But I didn't even look. I just wanted to show you guys. Let's see. Yeah, check that out. This thing's got almost 196,000 miles on it. That's a rough life in Wisconsin. I'm surprised this thing's not in worse shape. That's actually pretty impressive if you ask me. Alright, back to work. Alright, so another brief pause here. I guess something I never really noticed on these things. I guess I never looked at the inside of one that somebody else had built or had been stripped. If you take a look there, there's really nothing as far as support on the inside of this door. Everything for the window is all on this one chunk, whereas on most cars, there's another layer here, and then everything's kind of in between, and usually, honestly, it's a pain to get to. So I'm assuming that's going to probably attribute to some of the weakness in the sides of these cars. Just not a whole lot there for door panels. I can see looks like there's a little bar on the other side. I'll get this glass out just to verify that, but definitely not much structure to these doors. Alright, so I just verified once I got that glass out. Sorry that took so long. I'm not gonna lie, this ooh, a lot of light. Hold on. There we go. This little corner window here kinda gave me a run for my money. Definitely not something I am used to, and obviously different car than we usually work on, so next one should be a lot easier. But yeah, it's just got this one itty bitty crossbar in here that's gonna be the door protection, or lack thereof. And this giant open space. I was considering taking the stuff off of that motor, or the power window motor. I'm taking that stuff off and putting the metal back in there, this piece here. Because it attached here and here, two on top, two over there. I mean, maybe give you just a little bit more support. I don't know. I'll leave that in the pile for now. I did throw the nuts somewhere, but I mean, if I gotta find them, that's not the end of the world. But let's get on to the next one. Alright, so I just wanted to take another brief pause. Pretty much the same story for the front door. Just not a whole lot to it once you get everything out. There's that one little bar and a big open space. We'll make sure the cage is good in this one. Once you actually start getting the crack at it, this a lot of this stuff actually pulls apart pretty easy. So, let's see. I don't know if I want to start tackling the dash yet tonight. Let's pop the hood, take a look under there. Alright, there we go. Yeah. There's a few things to do under here. I should really pull this battery out before I do much more moving of wiring and stuff. And when you start pulling a few things just to get me through the little bit more time that I'm going to be out here for tonight. I usually only spend about an hour out here. I want to get back to the routine, get out here for about an hour or so each night, and do my best to bring you guys along for the ride. So let's get to work under the hood. Hey, check it out!
Hey.
Look who popped in and scared the hell out of me. About gave me a freaking heart attack. Somebody come pounding on my door at 10 o'clock. At least it wasn't the police this time. So.
It's worse.
Yeah, right? Decided I'm probably going to call her a night anyway. That was pretty good timing. Obviously, so we just found the computer. I hadn't really poked around much, but I discovered that as I was taking the airbox out. One bolt left there on the washer reservoir, and we've got an okay amount of space in here. I mean, one more bolt on the bottom of each one of these fans. I will run a fan, probably not one of these two, but either way, I'm going to call her good for tonight, get this video thrown up, and I want your guys' comments and feedback. I want to know, is this the type of stuff that you want to see? Obviously, this stuff's fairly boring. We're just, ripping pieces apart. I'm kind of learning a little bit as I go, so some of it got to be taking even me a little bit longer. It was a little bit frustrating, but if you don't want to see this, just let us know. It's easier to, just skip ahead, and we'll start putting the videos up of the good stuff when we actually start building. But put a comment below. Do you want to see these types of things when we're actually taking the pieces apart, or would you rather we skip that part? Appreciate you following along, as always.
Subscribe and get goosed.